Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode of Total Wellness Radio. Today, in episode 311, I catch up with Michelle Tonkin in Charlotte, North Carolina. Michelle is a naturopathic doctor, past graduate of the Trinity School of Natural Health, and for several years now, she has helped others achieve abundant health. And as you listen to today's interview, you realize she definitely has a heart for helping others find their health miracle. For several years, they've been running an online store, and you can reach Michelle at healthysolutionsforall.com. That's www.healthysolutionsforall.com. So thank you once again for making Total Wellness Radio a part of your day as we catch up with Michelle Tonkin, naturopathic doctor in Charlotte, North Carolina. Hey, good day, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to Total Wellness Radio. This is episode 311. Today, from Charlotte, North Carolina, I have on the line with me Michelle Tonkins, a naturopathic doctor. Michelle, are you there okay?
Hey, good seeing you guys. Well, I can't see you, but I'm here. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, I look forward to diving into this. You know, before we started the recording, you were talking about being around the Michigan area, Florida, Arizona, and now you and your family have settled in the North Carolina area. It's a beautiful part of the world.
Yes, definitely. I've been everywhere on the East Coast. Grew up in the Detroit area, and then we moved when I was like 5 to Arizona, and stayed there for a few years, and then moved to Florida and was there in a town of Spring, which is about an hour from Tampa, for about 15 years.
Okay.
Then we moved to Raleigh and then stayed there for a few years. Now we're in Charlotte. So I really like the great area, diverse people, but just the atmosphere is, they have things going on, but it's more oriented, I think.
Yeah. So, you know, with our format for the discussion today, again, thank you for doing this. I appreciate you taking the time. I've enjoyed interviewing practitioners from all over the world, and it's been my experience that we all as practitioners have kind of a backstory, right? Something that took place maybe in our lives with a family member or a loved one, a friend, or maybe ourselves personally, that really kind of played the role as the catalyst for placing us on the path in natural health. And in getting started with our conversation, I'd kind of like you to maybe pick up with the story, what your background is and what got you into natural health.
Sure. Well, I'm actually a naturopathic doctor. I graduated from Trinity College of Natural Health in 2005. And I've always been kind of interested in the health field. Actually, growing up, I thought I might be a pediatrician or a veterinarian. But after my own health journey, I was led into the natural health field. And so kind of what put me on that path is my own experience with health issues. So I was a very young 19, 20-year-old and going into my first year of college. And basically I started having mysterious illness type symptoms, just kind of like getting lightheaded all the time and dizzy and brain fog and food allergies and all these weird symptoms that I never previously had. And so that kind of led me on a journey to kind of figure out what was going on in my own body at the time. And it was a long road and a long process, but it led me to where I am today.
Yeah, that's, I've heard that many, many times. And I love Trinity, by the way. Congratulations on working with them in 2005. I also did their CNC program years ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so are you going to the expo this year?
I don't know about that. I don't think that's going to happen for me this year. But yeah, I do like Trinity. When I was introduced to it, actually a naturopath told me that's where she went to school. And so I was interested in it because of, how grounded the material was and scientific base. Yeah. But also it was very balanced. So I like that about them.
Yeah, Trinity is a great college. Actually, the gentleman that started the college Dr. Whitman was the one that proctored my exam back in '03, I think, maybe.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
when I
That's
did my
awesome.
my initial naturopathic work. But anyways, yeah, I'm excited about going out there this year. We're looking forward to it. When you made the decision to become a naturopath, now that you've been involved in this industry for some time, what do you think is the kind of the most exciting aspect of being a naturopath?
Well, it's I get a lot of people who come to me with a lot of different types of chronic issues, and I forgot to mention this, and what led me to naturopathy is that I was actually trying to figure out what's going on me, and going to 20 plus doctors and in a Western and alternative field. It wasn't until like 5 years in that I discovered that I was dealing with Lyme disease.
Mm,
My sister and I actually, within 1 year of each other, were having issues with that. So I get a lot of people that when they come to me, they've been to many doctors, they've had a lot of tests done, a lot of different things done, and they really are no better than when they first started on their journey. They are, after in their rope basically. So really to be able to help people, start from scratch, or just, they've been on a long journey with no answers, being able to help them on their journey to health and get them to back to where they need to be or a lot better. That's just what's exciting for me, is to be able to help people and to see them do better than even I think they could.
mm.
So been a blessing.
Absolutely, absolutely. When you say working with people, positioning them to thrive and so forth, what do you find in that process to be one of the most challenging things that you encounter?
So like I said, I get a lot of difficult cases because a lot of people that I see are basically at the end of their rope, so to speak. So, I'm always asking God for wisdom, how to find out solutions for them. And I'm always learning. The big key is to admit that we don't have all the answers sometimes. Sometimes
Mm,
we have to be willing to do what it takes to get our clients healthy. So that means even referring them somewhere else, or spending some time and researching, and not being so quick to um, think that you have all the solutions. There might be something that you might be missing. So I've become my own guinea pig a lot of times throughout the process. A lot of things that I go through, for other people. I don't know if you've done it yourself, but I'll get up doing something, and it'll be, for my health, but a lot of times it's for other people. I'll be like, oh, let's do this therapy or do this supplement, or I'm experiencing this type of symptom. And it's almost like I'm going through that so that I can help others to, get
sure.
through their journey or their process.
So when you say you talk about a different, doing research and actually playing the guinea pig yourself, do you have a blend of things that you focus on with your clients? Like, is there different products, services? Is there an education piece, like a design system? I always lean on structured flexibility, right? I mean, everyone's different, has little different needs,
Mm.
but how do you primary focus on that with your clients?
So I have a few things that I do. I offer phone consultations, first of all, for people who uh, may not be able to see me in person. Right now, I'm working at my home office. So basically, when I do that, I focus on nutrition and diet. I focus on, maybe supplementation that might be needing to support different systems of the body, whether that's, your endocrine or your gut or your brain or your immune system. And I try to kind of figure out what root causes are, like where everything kind of stemmed from, and go from there. If they see me in person, I also offer something called the On-the-Med Biofeedback Machine. And this is a machine from Germany. It's been around for 20 plus years. I started using it on myself just to help myself with Lyme disease. But it really has a variety of things it can be used for. It can be used for treating the body from microorganisms like viruses and bacteria and fungus, but also helping organs to heal, helping the body absorb nutrients, as well as treating emotional things that might come up, trauma. And so it basically uses the body's own pulse to determine what frequencies that you put into the machine. So it's pretty accurate. I get a lot of different types of people that come to me, And I remember the first time I had to get trained on the machine. I remember the first time I actually used this on a client. The person's like, I'm not telling you anything. You have to figure it out. I'm like, oh, great. This is the first time I've ever done this. They're like putting me on the spot here. So, I just did my training. I did what I was supposed to do. And I was like, yeah, it's your stomach, right? He's like, oh, yep, that's it. I'm like, oh, thank God I got that one right. But so yeah, I've had a lot of experience over the years of people, and the machine is really great. It's a blessing. It's kind of like a diagnostic tool, but also it treats. So I use that a lot, and I use all the supplements and nutritional kind of help that I've learned over the years. But yeah, the body's amazing. Once you give it the right things, a lot of times it'll turn around. It just takes some time.
Now, when you talk about you're working from your home office now, so you're doing a lot of virtual, delivery with your clients on these services and products. Is that how you're doing that?
Yeah, so we have our own website, healthysolutionsforall.com, that we sell supplements, and I do consultations, mostly by phone. If somebody requests Zoom, I can do that too. Also, I have a YouTube site that I have videos on there that it's kind of educational for people and also directs them to things. So I like to educate people too, because I think it's important to let people know why you suggest certain things or want them to do certain things. It really improves patient compliance, and also, it helps them to want to take control of their own health.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times people are like, oh, I just want people to fix me. But you really need to be your own doctor, even if you're a client. You need to take an active role in your own health. And I've learned that for myself, that as good as some doctors are, you are in your body, your body. And so you really have to, take an active role into, what's going on and what you should do for yourself. So I always encourage my clients to research and to educate themselves. And sometimes they surprise me with things they know that I don't know. So
Sure.
It's just really, again, it's letting go of the pride that you know everything and, blah, 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 no one has all the answers. So
Right.
it's working together with them to help them get better. That's the whole goal.
Sure. Yeah, I tell people all the time that the best doctor in the room's on the exam table.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, they're taking that active collaborative role, and that's what's needed. What is the YouTube and website again, please, just so that the listeners can
Yeah,
check it
sure.
out?
So the website address is healthysolutionsforall.com. And the YouTube address, you'll find it under on the website. There's a YouTube little link there. And if you go on YouTube itself, you can put in Michelle Tonkin ND or Healthy Solutions for All, and it should bring up the YouTube channel. So I kind of figured out how to do YouTube myself. I started with like a little iPhone camera and
Sure.
just talking basically to it and editing like things on my little editor. And now I've kind of progressed to just putting my voice on there with pictures, because I don't have the best, video right now. So I'm like, let's just make this look as professional as possible.
Sure.
But really it's about getting information to people, so they can understand what's kind of going on. And I learn too, because I have to do research for this stuff. So I learn myself. So
Sure.
it's
Yeah. Yeah,
great.
we're constantly learning, aren't we?
Yes, for sure.
So when it comes to your career, I mean, I know you had, you and your sister both with the Lyme illness and working with clients. When it comes to giving some kudos to people out there, who would you like to acknowledge as being very influential in your career, in your life?
Really, my family. They were there for me. Friends and family, but really my family. They've really, brought me up with having faith and confidence in myself, and also their faith. It's really helped me as well. Having faith in my life, keeps me grounded. And so, really, them and as far as the health industry goes. I think some of that, you can be inspired by certain people, but for me personally, it's just something that I've always felt that I should be doing.
Mm.
Like I mentioned, I thought maybe I'd be a pediatrician or a veterinarian. I think kids at a young age instinctively know kind of what they're destined for, God's put in their heart.
Yeah.
And so that's what I was destined for, but it was in a different avenue than I was expecting, a different way. So really it just my relationship with the Lord, my relationship with my parents, just, knowing who I am, that's what's really influenced my life the most.
Yeah, that's such good insight and so important, especially when you're going to deal with people and work with people and position them to thrive. Is we have to have that internal sense of peace and serenity and calm, and faith is critically important along with the support you're talking about in order to be able to do the kind of work that we love to do. We can't really transmit to other people what we don't possess, and there's a lot of things that goes into being a practitioner than other than knowing what herbs to use and running our machines.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, I'll be the first to admit that. That's for sure. So, especially if you get people that, they've been everywhere else and they look to you as their last hope, you're like, oh no, I don't want to be in that position, because you don't want to let people down. But
Sure.
I've realized that, you can only do what you can do. At the end of the day, God is the healer. And
Yep.
so you put it in his hands and you do what you can do in the natural. And sometimes people require a miracle,
Yeah.
and so we can't knock that either, that there's a supernatural realm out there. There's a real realm for that. And so that is a real reality that miracles still do happen for people. So
Absolutely.
don't give hope.
Yeah.
Don't give up hope.
Yeah, that's right. I have a friend of mine who's a naturopath. He started about 6-8 years before I did, and he's in Idaho Falls. And one of the things he loves to say is, Dan, our jobs are to entertain people while God does the healing.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So when it comes to healing, are there any like specific like client wins that you can share with our listeners? In a general way, no specifics or names or anything like. But
Sure,
but
sure.
if you've got a couple of wins, some exciting miracles, if you will, that you can maybe share with our listeners, that's always encouraging.
Yeah, definitely. Well, one that we had was I was a young man in his 20s. And again, I get a lot of people that come to me and they're kind of, at death's bed sometimes. But, he had been on some antibiotics and it would totally messed up his whole intestinal terrain. He basically looked like, when he came to me, he looked like an AIDS patient. In fact, that's what I thought he was dealing with at the time, because he was so gaunt and just, basically at death's door. And so we basically treated him on the on-med and made some recommendations and, helped him with his diet a little bit. And I didn't really hear from him for a while, for about 6 months after we had just done a few things. And basically, got a message on Facebook and I saw him and he looked like a completely different person, like totally healthy and well. And he was actually doing like gymnastics. So he's back doing gymnastics. And it was just like a miracle, like total miracle, what happened in his life. So that's just one of the people. Another guy, he was a pilot, and he was having severe fatigue issues, some chronic levels of Epstein-Barr virus in his body, to the point where he didn't know if he could fly airplane anymore. I mean, it was getting dangerous. He had no energy at all. So this was a client that I basically did online consultations, like phone consultations, and we got him on a few things, and basically within a few months, his Epstein level bars were non-existent in his body.
Wow.
And he was fine. So yeah, I mean, sometimes it takes longer for people to turn around, but really, if you get the body just the right things that it needs, and you give it a little bit of time, a lot of times, a lot of these issues will resolve. And I've had countless other people, with pain issues or digestive problems, or, we had another client who I think her kid was like maybe a month or two old, and the mother had Epstein-Barr, again, virus, and she passed on to her child in vitro. And basically they want to put this kid on chemo drugs and immunosuppressant drugs and all this stuff, which we knew would kill her. So we basically suggested just doing some olive leaf extract and putting in however she get in her ice cream, however she get the olive leaf in.
Sure.
And for like 3 days of that, the fever broke. She had like 104 fever or something that broke. And the kid was fine. Now she's like 13, 14 years old, healthy, no issues. And so it really is just being able to know that you've helped people and you made a difference, in their life. It's just really amazing, and I think of that story of the 10 lepers, that they came to Jesus for healing, and they all got healed, but only one came back and thanked him. So I get that a lot. I get,
Sure.
I'll get like one person that will say thank you, and you're not doing it for the gratitude or thanks, but you're doing it for to change lives, whether or not people come back to me and say, hey, you've made a difference or not. It's really about, changing people's lives. And so that's what gives me, just makes me want to help people. And it's just a blessing for me.
Yeah, I totally agree. I couldn't agree with you more. It's absolutely an amazing, fulfilling experience. And as you're sharing these stories of the clients' wins, you've reminded me of a discussion that I have on a regular basis where getting healthy is actually easy. Now, it takes effort, but getting healthy is easy. Managing disease is hard. And that's
Mm-hmm.
where we as naturopaths, I think, really step in and fill very effectively, and more often than not, like you said earlier, we don't have all the answers, but we effectively fill a void that we see in our disease management system. Is that we're actually positioning people with good education, good experiences, time, encouragement, the
Mm-hmm.
proper adjustments to what the body needs so that they can actually experience their own personal miracle, whether it be they're sleeping better or they have better energy, or they get retested and Epstein-Barr is not showing in their body. I mean,
Yeah.
these are commonplace, every day, every week occurrences with what you and I get to do and what we're blessed to do. So thank you for
Mm-hmm.
sharing that. That's such a great reminder.
Yeah. 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 It's awesome.
What are your directions and goals for the future, Michelle? I mean, what do you envision for your outreach and your impact and again changing people's lives? Any new projects or anything going on goals wise for the future?
Yeah. So I'm kind of a jack of all trades. The health industry isn't the only thing I'm involved in. I'm also a writer, so I write books, but I also write movie scripts. And we're working on a movie script right now called Crossing Over, which I'm working with an actress and producer in LA. And I'm also working with the actual person that went through this experience in her own life journey. But it's about someone that came out of human trafficking. And so it's a really gripping story. And we really want to help people, educate people with that, but we also want to help the organizations that are trying to, prevent this, epidemic and help those people who are in this situation. So that's one of the things I'm doing. I'm still writing different types of books, from devotionals to health books. I'm still doing YouTube videos, still writing articles, trying to write some articles for magazines, speaking engagements. So I always got things going on. God always puts things in my path for me to do because He
Yep.
knows I'll do it. So I keep myself busy, but I try to not overwhelm myself with too many things. But I guess I'm a type A B personality. So I always have something going on, but I always try to be balanced with it too. I realize I can't do it all myself, so I try to get help and um, you know, just have people help me if they can, because
Sure.
it's not a one person show. I can't do it
No,
all.
that's true. As we get ready to wrap up
Mhm.
our interview today, if there's one pearl of wisdom or one of your favorite sayings, something that you'd like the listeners to kind of grab onto as a kind of an anchor comment from your discussion with Total Wellness Radio today, Michelle, what would that be?
Hmm. Well, going through everything that I've gone through in my life, I just realized that to not give up hope.
Mm,
I just think to keep hope and keep faith, And, your journey is not going to look like everybody else's journey. I mean, I remember I used to, at my lowest point, I'd be looking at other people's lives and wondering, why can't my life be like theirs? But your life is different. Your journey is different. So don't compare yourself to other people where you're at. Just go forth in what God has put in your heart, because everyone has a purpose and a calling and a destiny. So put that in your head, put that in your mind, put it on a sheet of paper with the goals, the dreams you have. Do a vision board. Just put that in front of your heart and mind, because what you see is what you become, right? What you think. And so part of the way of getting healthy is actually seeing yourself in the future doing the things that you want to do, that you have a desire to do. And, I believe that as you move forth into that, the Lord is going to show you the right people to connect you, not only with your purpose, but to bring you into the place that you can fulfill your purpose, whether that's becoming healthy or, getting a certain job or learning a certain vocation. So just be faithful where you're at and just keep moving forward.
Those are very wise and encouraging words, Michelle. Thank you so much. I appreciate you taking the time. What's the best way, again, for our listeners to get connected with you?
HealthySolutionsForAll.com is the website. You can also go ahead and email me. My email address is contact.healthysolutions4all@yahoo.com. We also have a phone number. It's 1-877-955-HEAL, HEAL. And I'm offering free 10-minute consults right now. We always have great discounts on our site, free shipping on orders 50 and over. So give me a call, send me a text. Give me a call, send me an email, and we'll get back to you, and we'll see if we can help you out.
Michelle, thank you so much for being on Total Wellness Radio, and let's promise each other right now while we got this recording, right, that you'll do this again in the future.
Sure, anytime. Just let me know.
All right, Michelle, thank you so much. For Michelle Tonkin, naturopathic doctor in the Charlotte, North Carolina area, this is Dan Young signing off for this episode of Total Wellness Radio. That's going to do it for this episode of Total Wellness Radio. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. Remember, if you are a practitioner in the healing arts and would like to have your own interview on Total Wellness Radio, please reach out to me, 307-631-5300. That's 307-631-5300. Send me a text message, your name and your modality, and let's get you scheduled to be on an upcoming episode of Total Wellness Radio.